Old Trafford tomorrow afternoon. Liverpool in great form, as Ray, our Liverpool fan, just pointed out before the break. And Manchester United, as much as they've won some games of late, I think everyone can see they're not playing the way that they should be.
I think they beat them tomorrow.
You think Man
United win, yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because he did, when he's under pressure, like they did in midweek, to get a result, and I think he'll change it. He'll respect Liverpool. He won't play that attacking.
This is emotional. This is emotional. There's no rational reason.
Yeah, but I think Ronaldo as well will be like, he'll want to make a name for himself again. You know, he's not going to let Salah come to Old Trafford and do what he wants. I really do fancy Manchester United tomorrow. Remember I said that.
You going to put money on it?
No.
No, not that silly, are you? Exactly. Clayton Blackmore, former Premier League winner, won a host of trophies with Manchester United, joins us on talkSPORT right now. Clayton, how you doing?
I'm good. You okay? You guys?
Very well. I'm a Manchester United fan. Slightly apprehensive. You know, Liverpool won 4-2, didn't they, in this fixture last season? You don't want to get embarrassed. The former Mo Salah right now, there's part of you that thinks it could go badly, especially it was 10 years this week from that 6-1 defeat by Man City. I'm having nightmares all week. It could be this sort of scoreline tomorrow.
No.
I doubt it. I'm just hoping we pretty much start the same team which pretty much finished the game in midweek against Atalanta. I mean, that's the strongest team. You know, Bruno dropped into the midfield a bit and played some really good balls over the top, and we need that. And you know, we've got two of the best strikers in the world, but he's got to play them two together. He can't be just resting one and, you know, playing the other, thinking that's enough. We need to play the two of them. Ronaldo can play anywhere on the field; just chuck him anywhere. Cavani's an out-and-out striker. We need him in the team.
Who would you drop then? Who would you play?
Anybody?
Anyone?
Well, I'd have had Matic in midfield with Bruno. He can go again. Mason's done really well on the right, albeit he's more of a off-the-striker player because he can finish with both feet. But Cavani's got to start up front. He's a focal point because he works his socks off. And then you've got Ronaldo with him, helping him out.
Do you not see a world where Ronaldo comes off the bench, Clayton?
No chance. Not at United. He'll have a word and that'll be him. He'll be gone. He won't. He wants to break records. He's coming towards the end. He's got maybe 5 or 6 years max.
What's the formation then? You know, you want to squeeze those two in. Sounds great, but where's the balance? Because that's been the question. You want to play 4-4-2, do you?
Or 4-4-1. Well, funnily enough, when Ollie played, they actually won the treble playing 4-4-2. It does work. I mean, people get a bit silly with it. You know, like it's old hat and all that. I've watched 4-2-3-1 all for so long now, and it's probably that's the only system I've never played in. I've played in every position for United and for Wales, and I've never played in that system.
I think as well, 4-4-2. One of your strikers dropping on the deepest midfielder. Do you know what I mean? It's not just 4-4-2, is it? Where two strikers have a jolly up front. One of these have got to come back and help.
Yeah, and the big problem is the defenders. That's why Leicester. It was always going to be a tough game against Leicester because they play two up front. They've got Vardy and
Iheanacho, I think started the game.
You know, those two are chasing you down, and the worst thing they've got to do is they've got to stop playing out from the back. I mean, it's schoolboy stuff. I mean, we were told when we were kids, don't play out if it's not on. If you've got 3 players, you can see they're going to come and close you down. Don't play out.
Tell me about it.
You've got to go long. You've got to go long. And that's not just United. There's loads of
Villa
clubs
done it last night as well.
I think Manchester United need to go back to the 4-2-3-1. That's what they were playing when they were most successful last season. And I think the key player to play up front on their own, someone that I think can handle it, is...
I hope he's not listening to you.
It's Cavani. It's Cavani. You know, listen. I don't
it's
think
the worst system ever.
But you play 4-4-2. If you play 4-4-2 against Liverpool, the form that they're in right now, you know, it's going to be very difficult to win the game because you've got to control possession, which Liverpool are going to do if you've only got 2 in midfield.
Look, we never used to be scared of them. I mean, look, they've got a couple of fantastic players. I mean, Salah's like Messi, isn't he? You know, he's that good. But I mean, he has games at Old Trafford's a bigger pitch than Anfield. They're not used to it. There's games that come there and you think, well, they've not. How are they doing so well? And it'll be a different game altogether. But, you know, they could easily come and win 2 or 3-0. But if we play the right team, we can beat anybody on the day. And it's the same with football. I mean, we've got that much talent you know, in the with the best players. He showed it the other night. I mean, when I realised Cavani wasn't starting the game, I actually said, you know, well, we should be able to enjoy the last 30 minutes of the game when he does come on. I didn't even realise Pogba wasn't playing at the time.
You'd leave Pogba out,
You've
though,
got
for
to
tomorrow.
have them players playing.
Would you leave Pogba out
No.
tomorrow? Where's he
No,
playing?
I play all my best
How many?
players.
Have you got 12 players in your team?
I'll stick him on the left. Stick him on the left.
Stick him on the left. Okay.
Well, you've got Pogba, Matic, and Bruno in midfield, and Mason really.
And Mason.
But when I say 4-4-2, it changes all the time.
It can rotate. That can rotate to a 4-3-3.
It changes all the time, and they should know how to do it. And
I don't know who's tracking back
at
this point in time. I don't know who's running back with Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's the worry. I think it's been the concern for Manchester United that they've been too easy to play through. That in particular, their forward players, they're not working hard enough. They're not chasing back. They're not putting in that level of intensity that you would need to beat a team like Liverpool. And the other thing is the players that are quite intense are Fred and McTominay, who many would say don't have the quality that Manchester United need.
Right, we'll go to the other one. Where the closing down, you're definitely right. That's what we're not doing as a team. We've looked like we're going to be doing it in ones and twos, and you can't do that. You've got to do it as a team. They might not do it tomorrow because it's a big pitch. I don't know if you know how clever Klopp is, and you know if they do come and press, it's a really big pitch to go pressing teams. But you know that's the thing we need to do. We need to start doing that. You get fitter the more you do it as well, and you'll get stronger and stronger through the season.
How do you see
with us having the two old boys up front? They're doing more running than the rest of the team because they're running back into our box. Both of them are back in the box because they know how important it is the other night. But I've watched Cavani last season. He's run from the 6-yard box in their box all the way back to our penalty box.
Just finally, how do you see the game going?
I think United will win tomorrow. Well, like I say, if he starts with the team we've pretty much finished with, Sancho's on the right, they'd probably bring Mason back in for him. I think we'll win the game.
Clayton Blackmore, Premier League winner with Manchester United. Thank you for joining us on game day. Your verdict would be an interesting lineup, I think, tomorrow. We'll see exactly who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer names, but it's a big game for Manchester United. It's a huge game for anyone that supports those two teams. You've got to make Liverpool marginal favourites, but Manchester United do always turn up against the better, bigger sides. I think it almost suits them as well to play on the counter-attack like they did last season and maybe run from deep. Rashford in the midweek in particular, those balls in behind was key.
But you know as well, though, Ollie will be frightened of Trent Arnold and Robertson. It wouldn't surprise me tomorrow if he drops Greenwood because he doesn't really like tracking back Greenwood. Yeah. Maybe even start Sancho on the right and Rashford on the left. And Ronaldo, and then 3 in the middle. I think he'll want someone who's going to be able to chase back Robertson and Trent Arnold because they're the threats. And I've been watching Manchester United the last few games, and you can't play wingers that don't track back. Tomorrow, they're going to have to do the hard yards going back. You see Foden and Grealish do it. You see Mason, Mount, Hudson-Odoi do it. So there's no reason why Rashford and Sancho or Greenwood can't do it.
Who's your midfield 3 then?
Midfield 3 is... It's Fred, Pogba, and Fernandes.
Okay.
I'll put Fred as the sitter. Or Fred or McTominay. I feel like Fred's got more legs. Probably Fred. You Man United.
I think it was the game against Wolves, if my memory serves me correctly, where Adama Traore was just running literally carrying the ball past all 3 of those players. I think if Fred starts, he needs a more defensive player there.
Who are Liverpool going to play in the 3 in the middle? Henderson, Fabinho, and maybe Keita.
Yeah,
there's no reason why that 3 that I've named can't match them 3 in midfield. It's not as if that like Liverpool play with like attacking midfielders in there. They play their 3 quite defensive midfielders.
The thing is, they're very disciplined. Jordan Henderson knows his role.
Yeah, I know.
And he's consistent with it. Fabinho knows his job and he's consistent with it. If it's Naby Keita,
I think if Ollie should be able to play that team that I says and drill it into them.
The issue
you've got to work.
Bruno Fernandes makes forward runs from midfield.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba will try and get forward and try and thread those balls through. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it's lost, as soon as it's in Alisson's hands, or it's at his feet, his distribution's fantastic. They start jogging back. Yeah, Fernandes may be a bit better than Pogba, but the work rate back towards their own goal is not the same as their work rate going forward.
Like the way Gary Neville exposed the clips from the Leicester game. I think that like Ollie would have been on them all week. You know what?
Surely he should see more. Surely he should see more than Gary Neville. He's the manager.
But he probably seen it now when he showed it on Sky and probably thinking, you know what, lads, you're killing me here. You've got to start doing the hard yards because every other team's doing it. Like, how can you play a 4-2-4 and say to 4 attackers, you just score the goals and or 6 at the back will try and defend? You can't. Everyone's got to defend.
I don't know how much players watch the analysis on Sky Sports or whether you did when you were a player. But my question was going to be: do you watch that? See the 4-2-4, the formation being criticised on TV or in the newspapers or whatever you see, and do you think, it's the manager's fault once you see that his formation's been criticised? Or do you look in the mirror and say that this is us, the players?
A bit of both. I seen a picture from that game, and it was literally 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and the gap between the 4 attackers. Wow, I've never seen anything like it. It was like something like
2 teams.
Yeah, Ollie's probably said to them, you know what, go enjoy yourself, lads. You know, like, you're good players, go and have a bit of fun.
One of those.
Do you know what I mean? Pep would have been. Imagine
last game of the season, we've already won the league. Type
you know what? Yeah, go and attack. But I think tomorrow, I'm going to look at the game and think, if Rashford's on it, if Rashford's back to his best, he could be the key against Trent Arnold. He's got the pace for him, though. He's got the pace to beat him.
There's a part of me that thinks you want Cavani in this game up against Matip and Van Dijk. Where are you
going to play him?
Up front.
And where's Ronaldo? Mate, they'll sack Ollie before the game's finished if you don't start Ronaldo. He's starting Ronaldo. I agree, though. I'll play Cavani, but there's no chance that Ronaldo's not starting.
The thing is, he's so good, Cristiano Ronaldo, but the relationship just isn't there yet with the other players. I mean, Jadon Sancho, you want more out of him as well. He's not really had that opportunity on the right-hand side where he's probably more comfortable. Rashford's now back on the left. He's looking sharp and good since he's come back from injury. And again, the work rate in midfield. I might even go 4-2-3-1, Fred and McTominay. I'd put Pogba on the bench, Fernandes as a number 10. You've got the 2 wide men and Cavani up front.
If I was picking my team tomorrow, I wouldn't start Ronaldo.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't start him.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
So we agree.
No, I wouldn't. But Ollie's not a big enough manager to not, start him. He's going to start him. I would start Cavani, work rate. He'll be a pest. He'll come back and track back as well. You're going to need that tomorrow. You can't have one man not running around tomorrow. Liverpool will expose you.